The Galaxy Z Fold line is such a line of devices that is pretty minuscule. I've said it in the past where I'll go out into public and people have had no idea that there's such a device that can open and close and fold and be a big, almost tablet size display and then close and be a regular size phone. Like, people are blown away by that. So when I talk about, is it smart for the Galaxy Z Fold 7 to come out with a ultra version and a non-ultra version, we're talking about, very small percentage points versus their other phones, their regular traditional phones, in terms of what these sales will be. But now, knowing what we know about the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold Special Edition being a much more premium phone in a lot of ways versus the regular Galaxy Z Fold 6, except for having S Pen support, it makes sense that now that they've done this, they're going to do a couple of things here. If they do this again next year, where they release the Galaxy Z Fold 7, and we're already hearing rumors that there's going to be a more premium edition released later, especially in the countries of China and Korea, the people in China and Korea are going to be like, well, I've heard rumors you guys are going to do this, or last year you guys did it. What's going to stop you from doing it this year? It might hurt the line of Galaxy Z Fold 7 even more in China and Korea, because those people are going to be like, why am I going to buy this when in a couple months I can spend a couple $100 more and get a much better camera? I can get a much better, bigger display. I can get bigger battery. I can get faster charging. I can get this. I can get that. Who's to say they won't end up doing that? And it's going to hurt it. This potentially has hurt the brand in those countries, because they used to release a phone every 6 months. They'd have the Galaxy S line, and then 6 months later, they'd have the Note line, or 8 months later, or whatever, they'd have the Note line. And you could kind of flip-flop back and forth, but at least those were kind of different. The Note phone was always the best. It had the S Pen, it had bigger display. There was differences about it, so that's why you would have potentially jumped to that or only stuck with that. But then to add on back to the Galaxy Z Fold 7, where if we have a regular one and an ultra one, you would think they would release those at the same time. And I think in my heart of hearts, and I've been wrong before, right? But in my heart of hearts, I have a good feeling that this will be the final year that maybe we do get two phones worldwide. We get the ultra version that has the big display, no S Pen support, has more RAM, stuff like that. But then if you want the S Pen support and you want the smaller display and you want the regular, line of Galaxy Z Fold that they've had for years, you can go with that one. And it has a smaller outside display as well on the regular one. That would kind of start to make sense. And obviously the ultra one would cost more. It's time they do it. They've been holding this phone back. It's had the same specs, more or less, in a lot of ways for the last few years, the same look for the last few years. And they can keep the same look, but it's time to increase things, especially when your competition from Pixel and OnePlus here in North America has been bigger and offered more to it in terms of those displays. It's time we get those bigger displays here. That's a big thing that people want. And also, people want the better cameras. When you're spending $2,000, we want better cameras. We don't want to settle for anything less. Give us the choice. Pay $1,800 for, the Z Fold 7, or if you want the Z Fold 7 Ultra, you pay $2,100 or $2,200, but you get the best of everything of the best that Samsung has to offer, and you don't have to choose. You can choose. You can choose what you want to do. You spend your money where you want to spend it and not feel like you're getting ripped off. Or when you see us here in America and you look at the Z Fold Special Edition being released, and you're like, dude, that has the cameras I wanted and the display sizes I wanted, but we don't get the freaking thing here. It's a big disappointment. I don't need S Pen support. And it seems kind of weird to have displays that big, honestly, to not have S Pen support, even though I know why they don't have it, because they're using ultra flexible glass, which is different than ultra thin glass. But it just leaves you with the sour taste in the mouth. And I think Samsung, I didn't think they needed to do it this year because a lot of countries weren't getting the special edition of the Fold. But I really think they probably need to at least release them at the same time next year if they're gonna do this, or at least let people know about it. Because it's going to start to leave people with a sour taste in their mouth, especially if this is only 3 or 4 months later that they're actually releasing a better version of the phone. Let me know your thoughts on this. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.